Hey all, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. The second visits continue today with another wonderful visit to the Pride Lands. Oh, but first, creepy castle in the Netherrealm.
Oh, good. I mean, it is Halloween, so we may as well get some Castlevania going on, am I right?
Yeah, just to date this, we are recording on the 29th of October. So it's that awkward period around Halloween where it's starting to get spooky, but it's not the actual day. It's kind of like the few days after Christmas.
It's that awkward tension, yeah, where you're waiting for the holiday to come up, where the holiday is just passed, and you're like, well, now I'm in a mood, and now the mood has to dissipate, and I gotta wait till next year for it, which sucks.
I can't be scared on November 1st. What is this ludicrousy?
Well, I can, because, you know, you gotta shop for Christmas around that time, right?
Yeah, true. It's a real shame that we don't get the greenery of the Pride Lands. I really do feel, and maybe it's just because I have a soft spot for the sequel, that they should include the Lion King too, even if it's just like a minigame world in a future Kingdom Hearts.
No, what they'll do instead is that they'll do a minigame world for Lion King 1.5, because that's what everybody wanted.
Dude, that film is surprisingly decent though.
I mean, I've never seen it, but it did seem like a really kind of odd, kind of direct-to-DVD thing to do, but they were pumping them out at the time, so...
Well, the first film was Hamlet, obviously. The second one was Romeo and Juliet. The third one is Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's what they were going for. Look, listen, I'm just glad one of them wasn't waiting for Godot, okay?
I always think of Godot from the third Phoenix Wright game, so whenever that dude pops up without a mask and a love of coffee, I'm just confused.
I mean, I appreciate it. I've gotten more into coffee these days in my aging years, so I typically like to slam 2-3 or down a day, you know, with some flavor.
Yeah, I bet about now even some of those high and mighty lionesses were wishing they'd gotten themselves a different king.
Well, this ain't a democracy, so suck it.
Well,
yeah, I mean, you'll just have to make do with what you got, I'm afraid.
Oh, Sora, Donald, and Goofy, are they monarchists?
Maybe.
I mean, they do have a friend who is a king. Pretty sure they have multiple friends who are kings. Oh, it's a ghost.
Oh no, they had to reuse this model.
Look at me, I'm spooky.
We better tell Simba
Ghost of assets past.
Oh, Jesus. What about ghosts of assets yet to be reused?
Oh no, I mean, ugh.
Speaking of Scar, who is James Horan, and who is also Scar in Disney Dreamlight Valley, that game is launching properly soon, and it's getting its first paid expansion, so very much looking forward to that. Might cover it in December, wink wink.
Wait, is that game, was that still in early access this whole point?
It was free to play. It's changing to a paid thingamabob soon.
Ah, that's good. I guess we'll just see how much the platform costs as long as the expansion's on top of it, you know?
So yeah, Simba, I believe, is sulking at this point in time.
Look what he has to fucking work with. You gotta do something with all this shit?
Rafiki, can't you do some magic? Look, I just dance, and then I go, whah, every so often. That's not the same thing as magic.
You came back.
Oh, you came back. Great.
You don't look so good.
Oh, right, Nala's pregnant at this
Why
point.
don't we team up and do
Yeah,
something
no,
about that
I
Scar
understand.
ghost?
Just kind of get some
Seems like
distance from
everybody's
that, huh?
worried about it. So now's your big chance to show him what you're really made of.
That doesn't concern you.
Oh,
Leonardo, please.
it's a strong word. He is Leonardo, isn't he?
It's okay.
Yep, that's Cam Clark.
I just wish I knew what my father would do.
I think he was the singing voice in the second film.
It's all up to you now.
I don't know. I don't know how much they've switched around the VAs for that.
Let's have a look.
Not what your father
Cam
would have done.
Clark, Lion King.
So you're saying it's all up to me?
Yeah, Cam Clark performs We Are One from The Lion King 2.
We know your dad was a great king.
Timon's model, though, I mean, I know they can't be as expressive as they can be in the animation, but he always has, like, this bug-eyed, wide-eyed glare. He's got, like, no eyelids or whatsoever. It looks really off.
Yeah.
I mean, he blinks, but, you know, it doesn't, like, he's always either blinking or he's just staring straight ahead.
And find my own path. Not my father's.
That's it.
I'm glad
Man,
to
this
hear you
pet
say
talk
that,
shit is
Simba.
really easy.
Yeah, like, Goofy didn't even have to interject with his wisdom.
Promise me you'll help Simba any
Don't
way
they
you
show up
can.
in like Dreamlight Valley?
So
And
handles a dangerous
I don't. I remember I saw like a bit of that where you had to like help them with their cave or something like that.
And so is
Yes, you have to help them set up a cave in the Pride Lands and squash the beef with Scar, who they point out should be dead.
Great.
Oh,
now we're
they
gonna
really
have to
point that out,
babysit.
huh?
Yeah, a lot of the characters take place after the events of their film.
That must be pretty
Let's go
awkward
see
for
Rafiki
Scar.
first. I'm sure he'll be able to tell us something about that ghost.
Oh, Simba, no harm, right?
No, yeah, I just got torn apart by hyenas. I was thinking this to myself the other day. Did you see that post I made of the ending scene where Scar actually does get torn apart by hyenas and everyone's just kind of like... Because they're obviously realistic animals in that film.
Oh, is this from the remake they did?
Yeah, they're just like stone-faced.
Oh my god, I didn't see that, but I'll probably have to look it up. Just ugh.
And I was thinking to myself, how much funnier would it be if everyone had like the Buckley face from Control-Alt-Delete?
It is a real loss.
Did you hear about grazing? You've got to stop being a pussy, Simba. Only then will ghosts be defeated.
I like how they're like, oh, well, he's hesitating to be king. I'm like, dude, the only way they're gonna fix the Pride Lands out there is like a bunch of rain and shit like that, and I'm pretty sure he can't control the weather, so...
Well, I don't know. Killing Scar seemed to do the job in the movie. But he's dead right now. He's a ghost, so... Is the rain just kind of confused? It doesn't know what to do?
Rafiki's stick looks like it's got a pair of testicles tied to it.
Yeah, that's probably metaphorical.
Is it?
I don't know. I'm just pulling shit out of my arse here.
I like this reverse psychology. It's like, well, Simba, shit, actually, no thank you, sir. I'll prove you wrong. Hey, it works, right?
Let's go to the elephant graveyard and do a very tedious minigame where we have to run around and beat up hyenas. Thankfully, the randomizer scaled that back, where I believe one or even two of the hyenas are already defeated when you start that section.
Oh, that's good.
Unfortunately, this is not the randomizer.
I think I said this last time we were here, but this big open expanse of nothing is like foretold of like the kind of games Square Enix would be putting out in the future that are open world.
Do you have any examples you wish to get off your chest?
I'm pretty sure I mentioned Forspoken last time.
Ah, wow. That just happened. The ghost is right behind me, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
A freaking lion and a freaking bird with a freaking hat. Okay, I'm done now.
Man, you guys live in such a cool place.
Really?
guys just
Like,
leave us alone?
there's no food here, but
Do you three
the
know
aesthetics, the
anything about
vibes
Scar's
cannot be
ghost?
matched.
Huh? Scar's ghost.
Thank you, Ed.
Did I miss a funny?
Maybe.
You do know.
Chase them! Beat them!
Just beat the shit out of him. I mean, you know, we're probably not going to learn anything, but you may as well, right?
Ah, Cheech Marin, what secrets do you hold within your heart?
I guess I gotta fill out the gameplay somehow, so just beat up some dogs, okay.
Indeed. I wonder what Cheech Marin previously did film-wise. Let's have a look here.
No, I was gonna say Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, but that's not a Cheech film, so...
Now, let's see. He was the corrections officer in Coco.
Great!
The last thing he did was something called The Long Game. That was filmography. What about TV? I expect he'd be in more TV. He was in the Eric Andre show as a guest.
Oh, he was in From Dusk Till Dawn, I remember now.
Yeah.
He was the guy who said the pussy monologue, you know, in front of the titty twister.
Ah, I see. These are just words to me, because I haven't seen the film.
From Dusk Till Dawn is okay. It's weird, I used to like it when I was younger, but the big thing about this film is that it sets you up to think it's going to be like a crime thriller, but then it abruptly switches to a vampire movie. That's the thing.
Right.
I used to like it more when I was younger, but as I get older, I'm like, you know what? I think I would have rather wanted to see the crime thriller movie, actually, so...
Obviously, Ed here, Jim Cummings, wonderful Jim Cummings. Can you imagine if, much like with Mario, there was a new guy taking over all of Jim Cummings' roles.
And he does so many, especially. I wouldn't be surprised. Kind of shocked they didn't do that with like Winnie the Pooh, I guess, because I know at one point, and I think he's back as this, but I know at one point they replaced Peter Cullen as the voice of Eeyore. I think they got, who was it? In the movie, I know it was like Brad Garrett.
Yeah.
But I think Peter Cullen's back in it now.
Brad Garrett is a decent pick for Eeyore, I gotta say. He's got the right voice for it, but you can't be, Eeyore going transform and roll out till all are one.
Oh, wait.
You know, he was Venger as well in the D&D cartoon.
Only hangs out around Frady cats.
And obviously, this is not Whoopi Goldberg, this is Tress McNeil.
Hey, good luck getting Miss View lady up in here.
Must be a Frady cat around here somewhere.
Oh no, it's the Lion Guard.
Oh, boo! Boo, I have 3 backstories.
Ooh, you know what? I just had this great idea of who I would like to see voice Scar in one of these days.
Uh-huh.
I gotta get his full name, I'm sorry. It is the dude that played Shang Tsung. Yes, Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa. That would be neat. That would be neat, actually.
Your gazelles are mine.
You know, it's great. I'm watching stuff from Mortal Kombat 1, and they have they don't have him as Shang Tsung in that game. But they got a dude who they basically told, like, listen, just do this performance. Just do this style, and you're fine.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kari did a fucking Xehanort thing and put his heart into the new guy.
Let's head back to the Pride Lands.
Actually, I want him to voice a Xehanort as well. See, because I think he just has a lot of good, like, villain role potential, and I want to see him more. I don't hear him in enough shit, and I want to hear him in more stuff.
You hear that? You need to be in more shit.
Well, I mean, shoot, they got like people from movies like Clancy Brown, for example. I mean, obviously we know him as voice actor Lex Luthor, Mr. Krabs, but he was the Kurgan in Highlander.
Yes, he was, yeah.
Malcolm McDowell especially comes to mind. Again, when I was a kid, he was in, do voice roles for a lot of cartoons I used to watch, but, he was in fucking Clockwork Orange and things like that, so I guess that's kind of where they have to go sometimes in order to keep getting work, but the whole point is I really want to see Tagawa and hear him in more stuff, because I just don't think I hear him perform enough,
Fair enough. Alright, Simba has left the party.
Well, he wasn't really contributing to the party, was he?
No, he was kind of doing fuck all, honestly.
King.
Ghost of my uncle. The spot, it will not wash it out, or whatever.
It's been a while since I read Hamlet. No, it's not the ghost of his uncle, it was the ghost of his father, I think. That was telling him, like, you should probably kill your uncle, Hamlet. I'm trying, Dad!
Dude, the forest is coming towards us, but it's a metaphor, and J.R.R. Tolkien took that personally. Speed.
I'm sorry, there's not enough structures around here for me to talk about. It's just really a big kind of flat plain,
Yeah. Just the thought of all this lack of grass makes me wonder why the hell I should care.
Man, no, it reminds me now, suddenly, of Daggerfall. And you've probably never played Daggerfall, but, it's an Elder Scrolls game, but the thing is about that game is that it's very big, it's a very big game, but a lot of it is just, like, randomly pre-gen stuff, so there's a lot of towns that feel the same, there's a lot of plains and areas that feel the same, the architecture just, like, the whole structure of the overworld. It's, again, it's very big, but they pre-generate a lot of that stuff, so it doesn't really flow as well. And as I've said before in the past, I much prefer smaller areas, as long as they're more individually crafted. Like, I've played Skyrim, I actually really like Skyrim, and that overworld feels, more handcrafted than anything, so I tend to prefer that more overall.
It's very iconic, there is a reason besides money that they kept re-releasing Skyrim.
Yeah, no, when I played it, I was like, huh, so this is why everybody likes it. And by now, there is a ton of fucking content and mods for it, so you can really get a good time out of it. I had a great time, and I keep saying to myself every so often, I roll up a new character, and I keep meaning to play it, but I don't really get anywhere.
That's a lengthy quote. Hopefully it will fit on front of the box.
Yeah, just kind of like this whole rambling paragraph.
It's just a paragraph with no quotation spaces or anything.
No, it covers the whole front of the picture on the box.
What game is this at this point? Anyway, Simba's sulking at the fucking luxurious paradise that is the Oasis right now.
Typical first world problems, am I right?
Really? Oh, of course the king abdicates his throne and goes to his villa. Boo-hoo, ghosts. Boo-hoo, responsibility.
I tried touching grass, it didn't work. I'm not your father, I'm just a bird.
It seems even your daddy has abandoned you. How?
Your kingdom is mine!
Oh, my facial animations have abandoned me. I don't know why they bothered to put me in at all, really.
Well, I know last time when we met him, pretty much his jaw was just flapping and his, you know, upper part of his head had like no expression whatsoever outside of the default one.
I know we've beaten this generic lion model to pace at this point, but out of every character model in the game, these guys should have had the most animation.
It really is a problem because, you know, again with Disney, they're very expressive, and of course I expect limitations, but in certain situations at least, it should definitely be more animated and expressive for like really dramatic moments.
Simba!
And with Scar especially, he was very expressive in the movie, especially when he was confessing about, you know, killing Mufasa. So, you know, I would have expected that.
They're also very camp. I don't know if they intended that to be what I got from Scar's personality, but it's right there, it's valid.
I mean, Jeremy Irons was kind of camping it up a little bit, yeah.
Dude, I've seen the Nostalgia Critic review for Dungeons & Dragons. Guy was going balls to the wall.
That's all.
I mean, he has to for the Dungeons & Dragons movie, the first one, that is.
Yeah, the latest one is apparently pretty decent.
It went against, I'm trying to remember in the movie it went against, oh yeah, the Super Mario movie, so...
Jesus.
Yeah, it didn't really do as well as people wanted, although apparently it is not bad, yeah.
The hesitant king will one day lose all his friends.
I'm sorry, what?
I am the shadow, the true self. You're clearly not me, though. Whoa, I'm a ghost.
Ooh, Simba, the dude.
What a pussy, am I right? I mean, not the cat thing, you know.
Okay, that's clearly Donald.
Yeah, the fact you fell for that is a little...
You did it! The ghost is gone!
I'm free of doubt.
Oof, I wish I had that.
You know, I'm really lucky to
Mom.
This is one tasty peanut butter sandwich.
Just like a fucking sock puppet.
There you go again.
That is sad, though. Like, Simba's absolutely right. He has a support network. Mufasa, besides his wife, didn't really have anyone.
Thing is, even with a support network, doubtful thoughts, they have a tendency to propagate, so that's always hard to work around.
But my father always had Scar lurking behind his back, trying to cut him down.
And eventually he did. Don't watch The Lion King 3D on YouTube, otherwise you'll never be able to take that scene seriously again.
Wait and see.
Simba!
What is it, Quentin Flynn?
Simba, come
Oh my god, he has eyelids now.
It's a very important scene.
Everybody but Nala hightailed it out of there.
That way we don't have to render the models.
Oh, thank God. You gotta cut corners where you can.
Our little Simba, all grown up and finding his place in the world.
Just imagine, like, Sora walks into the scene and just looks over at Timon and goes, oh. Just eats him in one bite.
And nobody mentions him again.
Like, where's Timon? He's, like, making quips inside Sora's belly.
We're here.
That would be intimidating if he did something, but he doesn't do anything.
Well, see, that's what makes him intimidating. You don't know what's gonna happen.
I've come back, Nala.
My baby daddy. And Pumbaa's there too, I guess.
Get out.
Wow, really? That's all it took?
Yeah, huh.
Cool line, though. I'll give it that.
Are you guys playing patty cake? What do you...
This is what cats do when they meet one another.
I thought they sniffed each other's butts.
Dogs and cats do, though.
Yeah, no, I've seen cats do that, so...
Are you with me?
Now and forever, Your Majesty.
Another line I like. Let's go beat up a giant monster thing.
Do like Ground Shaker in the sheer scope.
Yeah.
You know, having to fight him. I mean, obviously for PS2, you know, they had to get rid of the other two party members. He clips through the floor. You know, I mean, obviously these things happen. But for the time, and for the, you know, the kind of the graphical involvement needed on the PS2, I think it went really well. Like, I didn't get really, like, any frame drops or anything like that, from what I recall. So it works out pretty well.
Yeah. And you know, with Shadow of the Colossus, you would fight enemies of this size, but it'd be a lot more involved, the frame rate wouldn't be nearly as smooth, a lot more cinematic, if anything.
Well, wasn't that on like 30 FPS?
Yes it was, but then again, so was the original Kingdom Hearts.
Well, that's true. But I mean, with Shadow of the Colossus, they had that ability to kind of do these big landscapes and kind of render these enemies individually. You know, there was obviously like a lot of distance between all the different Colossus and nothing else going on as well, in terms of like NPCs and things like that, so.
If there was one game I could rid my memory of to play again for the first time, among them would be like the first Xenoblade, maybe Breath of the Wild, and Shadow of the Colossus. Just a unique experience.
I think for me it'd be like Okami, because I've loved Okami so much. Like, the ending to that game was amazing. You know, it's easy as shit, but still, I fucking adored that game.
I have it on Switch. I, like, put it down when you, like, shrink and have to sneak into a place, and I really should, like, go back and play it.
When I was playing it originally, I know I got paused on a point where you had to go through, like, this fucking... It was this timed race through this forest sequence. So I just kind of grinded it out, basically, and then, you know, from there I completed it. But I know I've had pauses where I would just not return to a game for a long time. Sometimes you just gotta force yourself to continue, you know?
Indeed. Now, you see, if Scar turned into this thing every time, I would probably be a little bit more empathetic with Simba.
Isn't there, like, a mod where it's like, you fight, like, 50 ground shakers?
Oh my god.
It's either, like, it's a mod like that, or it was something that replaced models with something else, and I think one time that happened, and what ended up was that Ground Shaker was in, like, a completely inappropriate scene as a result.
Let's see, Ground Shaker, no damage, level 1, critical. Let's put mod in and see what we get.
Again, I can't, like, pinpoint a specific mod for you on that one, I'm afraid.
What is the double plus mod? Let's have a look here.
Well, it's double plus good, obviously.
Not really seeing anything here. Ah, no, I'm dying. Also, the thing on top was the actual boss. So Ground Shaker was essentially a horse.
I like how the shine's coming out of his asshole, by the way. Thanks. Good perspective.
Some of us keep our hearts in our asses.
Oh, is it like a Kappa thing? No, Kappas, they suck out souls through the butthole, don't they?
Simba seems fine now.
I don't know. And quite frankly, I don't wish to know.
Fair enough.
Not forget King Simba's
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna forget shit. Look at it. It's so happy.
But it will remember his inaction.
And his ineptitude.
Will ever be over?
I don't know.
At least not for a few more games.
As long as the Keyblade stays with me, I'll have to keep fighting.
Yeah, Olympia's a burden like that.
That's not Olympia.
Or whatever the fuck it is. I guess I'm just set to bash Olympia whenever I can.
That's fair. Like, you're House Metal Chocobo, I'm House Olympia.
Go then.
What?
Go on, get out,
Just get out, just go to the fucking other world.
It starts.
Till we meet again.
No, it's time. You'll see what the next world is. Oh, it's time at last.
Lordy, lordy. Well, I'll leave you to individually plant grass seeds and bring your kingdom back up to snuff, Your Majesty.
Yeah, you have fun getting the weather to go as well, to actually put some hydration around here, so good luck with that.
Where do they think they're going exactly at this point?
Don't know, don't care.
That is a very good rebuttal. Anyway, We are part of the legacy now, and the legacy continues next time in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix.